All right, welcome in everybody. We are here with Burning in Silence, their Christmas in July tournament, their finals. It is a $200 cash prize for the winning team. There's a lot on the line here for these amazing teams that are in here tonight. And we've got some good ones in here. Our first match is gonna be Myanmar. Myanmar being one of the larger maps. It is gonna be, we're gonna see a lot of teams kind of slow and steady here because it is such a large map. It gives them plenty of time to loot up, grab what they need, and take on the fights as they do come. And we're coming out of kind of the very north, all the way down to pass through out through Los Llanos. Got some good places along this flight path for these teams to jump down. We have Hacienda, San Martin. That area is going to be absolutely hot. Teams can jump on top of San Martin Hill right here, overlooking Hacienda. We've got El Pozo for these teams to be able to get out there a little bit farther, but we also have Los Llanos right here in this flight path, so we might see some teams actually jump there. Might see some teams jump out towards the Campo Militar. But with this flight path, it is going to be some good places for these teams to jump down and grab what they need. All right, we've got a few teams. We've got a good little split here for these teams of jumping out. And our zone is going to be, our very first zone for these teams is going to be kind of towards the Los Llanos and Impala area. So these teams that are jumping outside that zone are going to have some time to be able to get what they need and then be able to move into that zone. We do have a couple teams already down on ground. So let's go check out Team 20. Absolute Pain. All right, we do see them kind of scattered out in the water treatment area. They are split, which is a very good tactic that we have seen in the past with a lot of these good teams that will split. They'll grab what they need and they'll meet back up into a very large location and have all the stuff that they need. Ooh, we got a fight going on already down. Leviathan, Team 4 already has a point on the board. They already have an elimination, so they were up 1. Nonchalant has lost the members, so looks like they are going to be moving forward as a team of 3. They definitely need to be careful. There's quite a few teams here in the area. Team 16, Golden Eagles. So Nonchalant is actually in the area of Golden Eagles. They do need to be extremely careful. Moving up to San Martin Hacienda, we do have Team 18, Simply Gaming. They're over there in the San Martin area, just across the street from Team 17, V2 Esports. Shots are already fired there. And it looks like they are gonna, V2 is gonna be taking an elimination. They've got 1 on the board as well. So Simply Gaming is going to be moving forward with just a team of 3. Sam gets some shots in. No damage to 9 here. All right, 9 trying to gonna potentially return the fire, but not real sure. Get some shit. The mini 14 in hand. All right, Sam going back to the room. Happy is down. B2 with another elimination. Sam with a shotgun tried to get an elimination there, but was unable and is going to be taken out. V2 up to 3 eliminations already, and Jerry is nowhere over there. So Jerry is going to be the last one still standing for Simply Gaming. Greek. We got Greek Storm Team 11. XL was laying down some shots. Optimus almost got taken out and is down. Can a revive be taken? Snap's kind of in trouble just a little bit. Does have a shotgun in hand, but looks like he's going to decide to actually move out of that area. Optimus is still down for Geek. Not sure if that's going to be a... They are attempting that revive. Snaps is going to try to come in with a revive. Primo with F2F right there, ready for those. But gets mollied from behind. And is able to recover from... And is quickly taken down. Primo down and out for F2F. Snaps is in trouble. Snaps goes down. Alright, Choppa is trying to re-rotate there just a little bit. Snaps has been eliminated. F2F with 2 eliminations, and they are closing in fast. Chop is down. XL, last one kind of still stands and is going to be able to get out of there and is out on foot. Chopra for Geek is been eliminated. XL trying to get these grenade prepped and ready. F2F closed in very quickly, and Geek has been eliminated, and they are so Nonchalant and Geek both are going to be eliminated from match number 1. We still got a lot of teams that are still sitting full squad. All right, Los Leonos. A lot of teams are starting to close in on the Los Leonos here. absolute pain in the graveyard, looting and grabbing any extra supplies that they need. But just a little ways away is going to be V2 with 3 eliminations. All right, team 3. This is going to be Burning Silence. And they're going to be making their way into zone. They're out there in that blue zone as well. They're going to be moving in. Let's go down to Golden Eagles, just south of Los Leonos. They still got a little bit of time before that zone does start to close in on them. Poison Esports. Currently at 0 eliminations, but plenty of time for them to get those eliminations. And then they are going to be making their way into zone here. Sailing Esports. Team of 5. They are sitting as a full squad still. Flash Fury, Team 14. They have a Team 13. That is a few members of Team 13 is closing in. Team 13 is going to be Maryland Esports. Sapan USA had a grenade. Did get that grenade out, just kind of throwing it though. But it looks like the rest of Maryland is closing in. And they are making a very quick push. Vito maybe in a little bit of trouble here. Gets hit just a little bit by the grenade. Vito is down and out. There's still one member that is in the area. Esteban is regrouping now with God. God with some nice shots. Does get a few good hits. Esteban goes down and is very quickly eliminated. OUTTA God is the last one going to be still standing. Or Clash Fury. Alright, our zone is closing and we still have Los Leonos. We got 17 teams that are remaining and our zone is closing in. It is gonna be all out brutal here as the zone does close in. We got a fight going on. QUARRIORS. Team 19. If I pronounced that wrong, I do apologize. Alright, we see them kind of scattered out just a little bit, but they are doing the duos 2 and 2 together. Team 10 straight out of Nepal. They are up to 2 eliminations. Team 9. SQ. Myrush, last one still standing. All right, we've got a lot of teams that are now sitting as a solo here, but we still have quite a few that are sitting as full squads as the zones are starting to close in. All right, our zone gonna be closing in here in about 10 seconds. And we're gonna see where the zone is gonna shift and see where these teams need to rotate around. All right, Straight Up Paul gets another elimination right there. They're now up to 3 eliminations. All right, our zone shifts. We still got a little bit of a Los Leonos inside the zone. But with 16 teams remaining, it is going to be absolutely crazy here as the zones do start to close in. We've got another fight going on. Team 7, Box Power. They've got 1 elimination. Rain laying down Adrian laying it down right there, trying to get some good shots in. Let's go check out team 22. Resilience. They got 2 of their members down. They are going to get these revives, which is going to be keeping them a full squad. And let's get y'all back there really quickly into this into the action. Resilience with 1 elimination. Saz gonna get some shots. Gets some good hit, gets a little bit of hits there. All right, Saz is going to be rotating around. All right, Savannah with the team 4, Leviathan. Laying low, was able to miss that grenade. Poison Esports up there on the hill trying to get... CS25 almost had a grenade, was gonna prep that grenade. Savannah may be in trouble. CS25 is a bin drop of it is gonna be revived. Zone shifts once again. Not a lot here for this last little zone. All right, Molina was trying to get some shots. Fox Power now with up to 2 eliminations. Tonka did get a elimination there by running over another player. All right, Lucky and a sad, both of the remaining for team 15 F2F. Lucky trying to prep this grenade. V2 moving in quickly. Lucky is down and out, and in the process, 9 was dropped there by Lucky. And at 9 is going to be revived for V2. They're up to 6 eliminations. All right, Fox Power has an upper hand. They are up the hill as a V2 trying to make their way. All right, Hurry is gonna be healing up. All right, Tonk trying to use that little bit of a ledge there with a little bit of cover, but still be able to see over. We got 13 teams that are remaining. Absolute pain right above team 7 here. All right, team 7 has split 2 and 2. Beautiful grenade. And it gets a drop there. Alright, a 7 is down. Trying to get a revive. But that revive may be a little challenge. But V2, the other team members are going to be moving in. We have got a lot going on as these teams are starting to move into our last little zone. Straight of Nepal up on the hill. They do have a good advantage here that does allow them to see a lot of other teams down below. They do have absolute pain up there with them. All right, KC trying to hold it down. Trying to move in for another. Gets a good drop there. Absolute pain. May be in trouble. All right, straight on Nepal up to 5 eliminations. All right, they're going to be... So they're going to try to move in. Nice shots. All right, we have 8 teams remaining. KC with some good shots. It does get a drop. 7 is down with V2. V2 is up to 8 eliminations. 7 is down and out now. Palmer has been knocked. Let's go check it out. Is a revive going to be able to take place? No. Palmer down and out. V2 with just 2 members remaining. And they are in the center of what is going on. Poison Esports moving in. Jen with some good shots there. Alright, we're back with that audio and alright, Poison still sitting as a full squad. We're down to 4 teams remain. Alright, Tuki with a Sailing Esports kind of right in the middle of a couple teams. V2 closing it in and gets rid of Straight at Nepal. They're now up to 11 eliminations. And they are just a duo. Tuki goes down and is out. Chris is going to be the last one with Sailing Esports. Gets a nice drop. We're down to 3 teams remaining. Trying to hold it and is quickly taken out there. We're down to just 2 teams. V2 and Poison. Poison being a full squad with 5 eliminations. CS25 trying to get those grenades. V2 is in trouble. They are going to need to be pushing right into Poison, where Poison is waiting. V2 is in some serious trouble. Poison is pushing around, trying to close in. Candy coming in, gets a ran over. Who's it gonna be? Candy gets a drop. And a V2 down and out. Nicely done. Poison taking that chicken dinner for match number 1. V2 coming in second. Sailing Esports coming in third. Straight out of Nepal coming in 4th. Here is a 5 through 7. Eight through 10. 11 through 13. 14 through 16. 17 through 19. And 20. Going all out goes to V2 7 with 5 elimination. Best companion goes to Poison Esports Candy with 4 rescues and dealing that final kill, giving Poison the chicken dinner for match number 1. All right, hang tight. We'll get you into match number 2 here very quickly. All right, match number 2. We're going to be here in Erangel. All right, we're coming out of the hospital area just south of Georgia Pool, all the way out to Milta Power. We're going to have some really good places along this flight path. We have Georgia Pool, Pachinki, School, Raza, Yasnaya Polyana. We have Milta Power. We have Nova. We have the military base. We've got some good places for these teams to jump down, loot up, grab what they need, and then take on the fights as they do come. And we do have a lot of our teams, looks like they're jumping right off the bat here at the get-go. So we might see a lot of teams kind of go into the Georgia Pool, maybe even the crates, maybe up there towards the North Georgia Pool area. But we do have teams jumping down. Looks like they may even jump down into Gatka. And we're about midway through. We've got teams that are jumping out as well. Looks like they may be going into School and or Pachinki. But looks like it is almost a 50-50 split here. All right, we've got two teams. It looks like they're going to be going into School, so we'll keep an eye on those two teams. We've got a lot of teams going towards Milta and Milta Power, even the ferry pier as well. So we'll definitely keep an eye on those. But we may have teams that are jumping out and going to try to get away from this flight path and kind of coast out towards the military base. All right, we've got a couple teams falling right here in the Lopovka. We'll keep an eye on those two teams. Maybe three. There looks like there's going to be three teams going into Lopovka. And our zone is going to be that northeast. Grip getting some quickly grabbing a weapon there. All right, SONIQS Esports in the Primorsk. This is going to be a Lopovka. They were up to one elimination. Burn and Silence, our first team out for match number 2. Golden Eagles with 3 eliminations already off the bat to start match 2. All right, we have a Greek over in a School. They're the only ones there, so they're going to have both School and the apartments there to themselves. We've got quite a few. We've got a couple teams that went out to Military Pace and Novorodnoy. All right, Team 12, Nonchalant in the military base, grabbing what they can. Poison is well inside the military base. All right, we have not a lot going on for this map. Our teams that did jump out, they did scatter out quite a bit, so they may be taking it slow here. QUARRIORS, Team 19. Looks like they're going to be headed north. And maybe headed up to Komishki, maybe up to Stalbert, where some other good loot may be. Alright, Fear Knoll on the roof. HM99. Alright, HM99 has been eliminated. SONIQS down to just 2 members already. Not looking good for them to start off of match number 2, being a duo here. And is trying to gets a nice and beautiful drop. Is it going to complete the elimination? Does complete the elimination. That is now going to be giving them 3 eliminations on the board. All right, Star trying to make their way up. Ooh, and Mario Rush, it goes down. Star with that shotgun in hand. And it confirms the kill. Team 9 gonna be now just sitting as a solo. Tony K. Alright, Tony K gonna be able to make their way out of Lepovka alive here. Got a fight going on right here out in the open. We're gonna go check this out. Optimus with an elimination for Geek. Alright, we still got quite a few teams that are still out there in the blue zone and outside of the zone. They're going to be making their way in. Alright, team 4. Leviathan now down to just a duo. We have 17 teams that are remaining. Alright, Rain out there in the blue zone, gonna be going across the bridge. Poison as well as out there in the blue zone. They're gonna need to make a decision of how they're gonna get across. And it looks like they're all going to be piling in to the hover. Alright, zones closing in. Let's gonna see where that zone does shift. Still staying in that north and northeast area. We're keeping a Stalbert now in play. Stalbert could be the final zone, but we shall see as our teams do make their way into the zone. Alright, Star still out there. Let's go check on a Star. They are Golden Eagles making their way into the zone. They are hopping in a vehicle. Alright, Q. Team Q up there in a Stalbert doing an excellent job holding it down. More than likely have already looted the entire place up. Alright, Wolf. Driving around. Let's go check out. Alright, Simply Gaming. They are down a member, so they are going to be moving forward as a team of 3. And they're going to reset and get into a good location here. Madden with an elimination. Bringing Resilience up to 3 total eliminations. All right, eighth year was getting some long range shots there in. All right, our remaining teams are starting to close in. We're still 17 teams that remain. All right, Saz is down. The Brazilians has two of their members down. All right, can Cardi C get the revive? Saz still being alive is able to call it out. All right, Cardi C coming in. Could be potentially getting a revive, but definitely needs to eliminate. All right, Novio with a team of 5. Sailing Esports. Can Novio get the revenge on Resilience? We've got Rain, looks like, coming in as well to join the party. Resilience is definitely going to be in trouble. Did not have enough time to be able to get healed up there as Rain is pushing in really quickly. Cardi C and Saz are in trouble. Cardi C was been knocked. Saz down and out. Alright, Rain and now up to 2 eliminations, but they do have teams closing in really quickly here. They got V2 coming up the hill. Riveri almost got taken out there. All right, our zone closes in on Stalbert. We've got 15 teams that are remaining. V2 making it up into Stalbert now. All right, San straight out of Nepal up to 5 eliminations already for the team as they are just north of Yasnaya Polyana. Absolute pain, and not too far from starboard. They could definitely drive or take the skylift up to it. All right, our teams are moving in, and they are actually getting repositioning on this hill. Team 19, Q, still in the middle of a starboard, and they are holding it down very nicely as these teams around them are making their way into it. All right, team 13, Maryland. Kind of laying low just a little bit. Again, it looks like they're going to be waiting for that zone to shift. All right, our last 14 teams scattered out very nicely. They are all waiting for the zone to close in to see where it is going to be shifting in order so they can rotate around. All right, our zone shifts. There is not a lot of here, a lot of cover for these teams. V2, I believe, let's take a look real quick. They are going to be taking the only set of buildings that is going to be in this zone. Looks like they may have also a building behind them just down the hill. They do. All right, again, not a lot here for these teams. All right, chosen with the team 13. All right, Maryland is definitely in between two good teams. They've got Team Q, Team 19, that is up above them, and they got V2 that they're going to need to be pushing in towards. This gets some good hits there. It does get a confirmed elimination. Nonchalant moving in right on top of V2. And then they are down, and now V2 quickly gets the eliminates them. They're up to 3 total eliminations. Golden Eagles just took out a team. They're up to 10 eliminations, and they are sitting as a duo. F2F with 4 eliminations and sitting as a duo as well. We have definitely seen a lot of teams make it to being just a duo and completely dominate the remaining teams. Fox Power with 5 eliminations, a full squad, and they're gonna make their way down from a starboard. Clash Fury, they are making their way into kind of the starboard area. Looks like they're going to be moving in as well to the zone. People, last one that's still standing for F2F, and is getting lit up and is taken out really quickly. by straight out of Nepal. Jin lands some shots. Gets believe got a little bit of hits there as Golden Eagles was making their way through. Puka 7 in trouble, gets out of the car just in time before it blows up, but gets knocked. All right, is Star going to try to go for a revive? This is going to be a very challenging revive with V2 right behind him. And a straight out of Paul that is going to be trying to push. And it looks like a straight out of Paul did get those eliminations, bringing them to 7 eliminations and still sitting as that wonderful team of 3. Spence, ooh, gets taken out. All right, Fox Power closing in on the eliminations here. They do have 6 eliminations. V2 Palmer with 2 eliminations right now. Ooh, 2 grenades that were thrown. Palmer gets hit quite a bit. And Pesley is down. Nice grenade. So able to get an elimination there. 77. Jin is the last one still standing for Poison. Puts up a good fight, gets a drop, almost gets another drop there, and has quickly been eliminated. All right, V2 now up to 5 eliminations. Four teams remain for match 2. We have already seen quite a few good fights here between both matches 1 and 2. We got 2 more ahead. Lynn is down. Hopefully can get a revive here. This is going to be keeping Maryland up to a duo. Definitely using that car for cover and is going for that revive and is gonna get it. Maryland's gonna stay as a team of 2. Clash of Fury, UTTA God, last one that is still stands for the team. All right, straight up Paul trying to move around. You to a god. Down and out. Wolf making a push. Fox Power. 10 eliminations. Right. Tragedy getting those grenades in. We'll have to see which team is going to need to be pushing. But Clash of Fury with a team of 3 going up against San, who is a duo right now. This could be anybody's match. San with 12 eliminations. Fox Power moving in. And Chogo is down. Trashy's putting in some work. Goes down as well. Alright, it's all up to Tonka. Can they get it? Can they clutch the win here? This is a 2v1. Turns around. That San now outnumbers Clash of Fury. Wolf is down. Nicely done. GG's. Fox Power taking the chicken dinner for match number 2. Straight out of Nepal coming in a second. And Clash of Fury coming in 3rd. Maryland coming in 4th. V2 coming in 5th. All right, 6 through 8. Nine through 11. 12 through 14. 15 through 17. 18 and 19. GG's to the teams with this match number 2. Going all out goes to San Casey with 7 eliminations. San Casey as well with that best companion with a 1 rescue. And then Tonk with Fox Power dealing the final kill, giving Fox Power the chicken dinner for match number 2. We're going to get you here into match number 3 momentarily. All right, match number 3. We got one more ahead. We are now here in Sandhawk. Sandhawk being one of the smaller maps. Now with any flight path, these teams can go anywhere with a flight path and be able to get what they need and quickly get down and grab and loot up and suit up. Now our 3 places that could very well be a hotspot are going to be Paradise Resort, Boot Camp, Pan Am. These 3 have a lot of good loot. A lot of these teams will jump here, but with Paradise Resort being directly in this flight path, we may see quite a few teams jump down and get into as quickly as they can, along with Boot Camp being very close to this flight path as well. We might see 2 or 3 teams get inside of Boot Camp, maybe see some teams go out to Pan Am, and very well could see teams go out as far out as Hacienda and or Camp Alpha. But it looks like a lot of our teams are kind of jumping in that center area, going out towards Quarry, Boot Camp, Pan Am. We've got 2 teams that are kind of in the Coho area up north of this map. It was like V2 in Maryland are making their way into the boot camp. V2 taking the warehouses that are just outside in Maryland, taking the center of boot camp. All right, Fox Power, Team of 7, our winners from last match. And it looks like they decided to go out there a little ways out towards the caves, but it does look like they did kind of split here just a little bit. We've got quite a few teams here in Chamonix. Let's go check them out. All right, Team 19, Q, looting and grabbing. Poison, Team 8 in there as well. And it's Simply Gaming. Got 3 teams inside of Chamonix, and only one could very well leave alive. Already got things going on up here in Coho. Let's go check it out. Resilience with 4 eliminations already up there on the board. Let's go check who they just took out. And it's going to be Greek. Greek is down and out really quickly for match number 3 here. And looks like V2 decided to grab what they need and kind of make their way into the center a little bit. Maybe headed up towards a Tamok. We'll see where they are headed. F2F with 3 eliminations up there on the board already. Sailing Esports, 1 elimination, but they're going to be moving forward. Has going to be a team of 3 now. All right, to burn in silence. I think they're going to get a revive. Very smart there to throw that car right there as a block. Nonchalant are in trouble. They got 3 of their 4 members down. All right. Aniski is getting out of there very quickly. They're going to be moving forward. Just looks like they're going to be a solo moving forward. SONIQS, Team 9 already been eliminated as well. Alright, Simply Gaming. Definitely still sitting as a full squad here in Chamois. All right, we did have one team actually looks like they might have made it out of Chamois alive without actually getting eliminated here. It looks like we're going to have just two teams that are going to be kind of in that area. We'll keep a close eye on those two teams. All right, to poison in Bentel. Here we go with the, let's see which team is gonna come out of here alive. Simply already with one elimination and is now gonna be moving forward with a team of 3. Let's see if they can get out of here. All right, this is going to be a 3v3 inside of Chamois. All right, Hamak. Got teams closing in up there. San at the very top. Q. They're moving through these buildings really quickly. All right, Maryland may be in a little bit of trouble as F2F is kind of making their way. Maryland going to be a team of 3. And they are trying to play this smart. All right, Maul with them. Yeah, Maul moving around, or rotate around, doing a very wide circle, but definitely able to close in. All right, our two teams still in Chamois are actually still down there. Let's go check it out. Jerry, last one still standing for Simply Gaming. And Psych coming in with a shotgun. Simply down and out. Alright, we've still got a lot of teams left. We've got 15 teams remaining. Alright, Fox Power still, they are taking it nice and slow here. They still have 0 eliminations, but plenty of time to be able to get some eliminations for the team. Yamal is down for Maryland. And we'll get y'all back here in that action. All right, Golden Eagles sitting as a full squad just across the road. It's going to be a Fox Power. All right, Huagod trying to get up the hill there a little bit. All right, Poison in Paradise Resort. Looks like we've still got one team or so still out in that blue zone. 14 teams remain, and this zone is closing in fast. And Burning Silence with 3 eliminations. Again, still sitting as a team of 3. They are doing they're doing absolutely well for match number 3. Our zone did reshift. All right, there is not a lot here for these teams. Just a little bit of cover left, but it's going to be kind of in the wide open area. Let's go get a quick look here from Absolute Pain and see what these teams are going to be working with as that zone does start to close in for them. As you can see, it looks like they're going to be holding up the only building that is going to still currently be inside a zone. That is in the farther into the northern area part of the remaining of this. Mike Kim is down with Golden Eagles. A V2 coming in really quickly here. From her down and out really quickly as well. It looks like a P2 trying to get some shots. "11 teams remain. And and the zone is definitely closing in. Let's see if these teams can actually get into zone and hold down a little bit of a position here. All right, looks like these teams are waiting for the zone to shift here in the next 20 seconds. Got a lot of teams kind of towards on the east side of the zone. Lucky DBS in hand. Ooh, Lucky with a good shot with the DBS and is quickly taken out. Alright, it's all up to Sad and Primo. Alright, Sad with that DBS. Oh, Sad gets the kill and the confirm. We have just 9 teams that remain. Clash of Fury doing good here. Vito been dropped. Can Jay get the revive? Vito down and out. Jay out there in that blue zone that needs to make their way in. And Jay quickly been taken out there. 8 teams remain, and this circle is out in the middle of nowhere. Definitely not a lot of cover at all. Nice shots by Mana. Madden is down. I think if we get this revive Looks like they are. No, Molina gonna bring up. Gonna get that revive. Seven down. All right, it's gonna be 9. And Arista. All right, 5 teams remain. There are 5 teams that are remaining. We're gonna see a lot of quick fights. We're now down to 4 teams remaining, and that zone's got one more time before it needs to shift. All right, 3 teams remain. All right, who's it gonna be? All right, Molina prepping that grenade. All right, 2 teams now are remain. V2 and Resilience. All right, Saz. Gonna be able to get the clutch here. Nicely done, GG's. Alright, Re-Silence taking the chicken dinner for match number 3. V2 coming in a second. ZoomSports coming in 3rd. F2F coming in 4th. Son coming in 5th. Golden Eagles coming in as 6th. Absolute Pain coming in at 7th. All right, here is 8 through 10. 11 through 13. 14 through 16. And then 17 through 19. Going all out goes to Sad with F2F with 5 eliminations. Resilience for the best companion goes to Alan. And then dealing that final dish, the final death there. GG's, this is going to be match number 4 coming here momentarily. Y'all hang tight. All right, our last match for the Burn in Silence Christmas in July. All right, our last plane ride here, coming out of just off the coast of Ferry Pier in the military base, headed right up to Lepovka. Still got Pochinki School and Raza kind of in this flight path. Got Primorsk very close to the flight path as well. Military base very well could be a hotspot because of how close it is to this flight path, along with Novorybnoy, Milta Power Farm. Yasnaya Polyania is out there just a little ways, but is very doable for these teams to jump out and get out there as quickly as possible. It looks like a lot of our teams are going to be kind of going right off the bat of this, starting off at the flight path here. We're going to go jump. We are falling down with Burn in Silence here in Primorsk, where they're going to have Maryland. All right, these two teams are going to have to quickly loot and grab what they can, because there's a fight to come. Ooh, Buckshows gets a hit just a little bit. Let's quickly go head into military base. Jay is down for Clash of Fury. Has two of their members down already. Not looking too good. They do have a team that's a member that's been eliminated. Hanksy trying to maneuver around, trying to get a good angle. In a Clash of Fury, very quickly there, been eliminated. All right, Poison with 2 eliminations and sitting as a team of 3. Thanks to give me the last ones for nonchalant. Alright, gonna prep. Thought about prepping the grenade. Alright, Poison definitely trying to get these grenades out. Oh! Almost there. Poison takes the elimination there, up to 3 kills now. Headed way back over into Primorsk. Burn in Silence with the 2 eliminations on the board for them. Alright, Maryland now sitting as a duo. Our zone stays kind of towards that east side with Milta and Milta Power both still inside the zone, along with Pachinki and a school itself. Let's go check out the quarry here. We got Team Q and Team 19 with 0 eliminations. They have already lost one of their members. SONIQS. They are starting match 4 here, just being a team of 3. So let's see how well they can hold up to the full squads. All right, Exodus, oh boy, definitely holding there. I will keep an eye on these teams that are still remaining inside for Morris. Let's head right back over to Burning Silence, where they are still battling it out with Maryland. Resilience. 2 of their members have been knocked. Are they going to be able to get these revives? Very well could get the revives, but it may be a bit of a challenge. Size is down. Team 20 Resilience with 3 of their members knocked. 1 of them is still up. Cardi C's. Let's see if Cardi C's can come in with a revive. Doesn't look like it. Alright, Golden Eagles get out of the area. They're going to be sitting as a full squad. Resilience now with being a duo team. Gets dropped. There is still 1 member still alive for Resilience. They are trying hard, and down and out they go. All right, Golden Eagles with 5 eliminations and moving forward, going to be a team of 3. Alright, Assault OP very close there. Assault OP taking some hits. That was a nice tag. Hopefully does not get shot out of the car as he is making the way and trying to get away. Absolute pain in a poison, both still inside a military base here. Poison now down to just a duo with 3 eliminations. SONIQS out there in that blue zone still. Our next zone shift, we got about 2 minutes before our next zone shifts around. Alright, Sailing Esports definitely have a really good position here. They are keeping that water kind of towards their back. Alright, just 12 teams only remain. We got 4 teams that are going to be making their way into zone here. Now with our 12 teams that remain, they are scattered out just a little bit. That does provide enough time to be able to finish looting and grabbing the stuff that they want. All right, we got 20 seconds until the zone closes in and repositions to another location. Let's see how well these teams can adapt to all right, Simply Gaming still sitting as a full squad, and they are sitting very nicely just in a little ways into zone. Looks like Golden Eagles are fastly approaching. Let's go check it out. And it looks like they're going to just keep on moving. K3N may be in trouble, but was able to actually escape that with some minor damage. And we still have 2 teams that are actually out there in that blue zone. So now this blue zone is going to be hurting quite a bit. Alright, our zone shifts keeping a farm inside the zone. Again, not a lot of places for these teams to be able to kind of get into cover once they all get into the zone. All right, we've got Son, KC, and Assault OP. The last two that are still standing, they are on the bridge. And they're just waiting for any teams that decide to come across the bridge. Maryland, 4 eliminations. All right, Golden Eagle are just north. Hold on just a sec. Let's get y'all. We're going to be trying to get both of these back up into the match here. As soon as I can get one of them, I'll put y'all back there. Having a little bit of a technical issues tonight, it looks like. All right, we got y'all back there in this action. Now we got 3 teams right here. Sailing Esports definitely going to need to be pushing into zone. They're going to be pushing right on top of Golden Eagle unless they can take care of them for moving in. Tukey with some shots. Laying down the fire, but was not able to get any damage there, but it does get hit. All right, we've got the main one back up. Let's go. Absolute pain with being a team of a full squad still with 3 eliminations. 11 teams remain, and there is not a lot of cover. at all remaining for these teams that are in the zone. Maryland with 5 eliminations, sitting nicely inside the zone. Lynn with some shots. All right, absolute pain. And Bros down. All right, they're gonna be able to get this revive. We'll keep an eye there. Stars goes down, almost gets an absolute pain, and now down to a duo. They're getting that revive. It looks like they're going to be a team of 3. Absolute pain. Going to be a revive there, and is going to be sitting as a duo. Sailing Esports. Novio doing extremely well, trying to stay alive. Jumps out, they could potentially go down right here, trying to stay alive. Gets hit pretty hard. Novio is back up with enough health. Good grenade, well placed. Oh, and a Sailing Esports goes down and out. Alright, Choco is quickly going to be surrounded here, has F2F. We're down to just 6 teams, and we are running out of cover for these teams to hide behind or buildings to get into. Alright, absolute pain, up to 6 eliminations. Box Power with 3 eliminations. They do have a member down, and they are moving in quick to grab that revive. F2F with 7 eliminations. Primo with the DBS in hand, and nicely done. Does confirm that elimination there for the team. teams are closing in fast. And F2F is down and out. All right, Tony K rotating out. Get some good hits. Not sure if it was a drop or not. It was a drop. Alright, let's see. SONIQS, they are definitely holding their own. Alright, we're down to just 3 teams that are going to be remaining. F2F coming in with some revives, keeping the team alive. Lucky goes down. Ooh. GG's. Team 19 Q taking the chicken dinner for match 4. Alright, 3 through 5. 7 through 8. 9 through 11. 12 through 14. 15 through 17. Alright, going all out with 5 eliminations. Best companion with 4 rescues. And the final kill. All right, that is it for tonight's Christmas in July finals by Burn in Silence. $200 cash prize. All right, thank y'all all so very much for tuning in. Thank you for all the new subscribers and everything as well. Until next stream, guys, I will catch y'all later on another stream at another time.